Welcome to the Rugger Revival podcast, the home of the UK's country, Americana and Roots music community. This is where all the cowboys officially come. Isn't that right, TJ?
Absolutely is, yeah.
I am Ronnie of The Rugged, and I'm your compere this evening, which basically means I try to look confident but have absolutely no idea what's going on or what's coming up. So anyway, to help me out with that is our very own Gloomy Turbot, TJ. How are you, TJ?
I'm quite happy this week. It's when I talk to you mainly that puts me in a bad mood. So I'm glad Cory's on the show. Oh, I've just ruined it, haven't I? I ruined your introduction there.
Yeah, I've just ruined it. But we'll go for it anyway. Cory, just bear me 2 seconds. I found some photos of TJ going through our photo album whilst we were in Texas. So I found that one, and I know I called him a Gloomy Turbot, but can you see the difference between that?
You've probably got to hold it back a bit because no one can...
I've got to hold it back. Can you see that?
There you go, right there. Yep, I can see that.
That's one.
So that's a fish.
And then, yeah, that's a Gloomy Turbot. And then there's TJ. What's the difference?
It's a spitting image. It's hard
Spot
to
the difference. Exactly.
I think I was hungover that day, to be fair. So
Are you talking about
be a
the fish
firefighter.
picture? Or...
yeah.
That's what you look like.
The first one is him. Yeah. Anyway, I'm incredibly excited to introduce our extra special guest this evening, none other than Smokey and the bandit himself, Burt Reynolds. Cory, how are you? I'm joking.
Doing
but
well.
has anybody told you you look like Burt Reynolds?
Yeah.
In a good way.
it's the tosh, isn't it?
Y'all are the first. Y'all are the first, for sure.
Oh, good. Well, there'll be more of that going through the podcast for the rest of the episode. But anyway, welcome to the Rugger Revival, Cory. It's great to see you. So talented. We met you in Texas, and it's just lovely to have you on here and to be able to speak to you one-to-one. So, Cory, just to start off, if people don't know you, which I can't believe there'll be many, but if people don't know you, can you give us a couple of lines about who you are and what you do?
I am first and foremost a God-fearing man, and I play country music, or country-ish music, I guess. I like to play pool in my free time. So let's get on a pool table and I'll take your money. But I'm not big for long walks on the beach. A short walk with a little dip is good, though. I got a dog, a little 2-year-old boxer lab mix named Ty.
Wow.
Not making any appearances today, but he's with me.
We'll have to arrange a secondary appearance for Ty, shall we?
Yeah, we absolutely should.
Yeah. Get
He's
Ty
a better
on. Yeah,
speaker than I am anyway.
And me. Yeah, don't worry.
I think that'll be all three of us. I'm glad we do a podcast, to be honest. Yeah. Anyway, Cory, welcome to the Rugger Revival. Thank you so much for being here with us. So I'm going to start off with, I do all the personal bits. So I talk about your personal stuff. I talk about all the bits before you started doing music and everything else, and ask some random questions about that. So, Cory, if you wouldn't mind, would you share with us some stories and experiences of your childhood, where you grew up, and all that stuff going up to your adulthood?
Yeah, man, I grew up in, absolutely, I grew up in Odessa, Texas, which is oil field town, super flat and dry and dirty and windy. Not a whole lot of stuff to block the wind. It's like the, West Texas desert. And so grew up there for most of my life, kind of moved around West Texas, and I played drums first. I was a drummer in a church band, and, played for the church for a little while, played in a Christian rock band for a long time. And then they kicked me out because I went through a divorce. We'll get to that later if you want to.
Yes.
That's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm still bitter, but no, it was the best thing for me, man. Picked up a guitar, started picking around on that thing, and then been through a couple relationships that led me to country music. I didn't grow up on it, but...
All right.
Kind of roamed around West Texas, went to Nashville for a little while, came back to Texas, and now I'm here trying to put the band together and make things work that way.
You've done so much and you're only 18 years old.
18 and a half.
That's
18 and a half.
18 and a half. Oh,
yeah, one of these days it's going to be legal to drink alcohol. So
yeah, exactly. No wonder we had to sneak the drinks out the back in the in the saloon. But there we
now
go.
you
Anyway.
know.
It's all coming together.
Telling all the secrets. Telling all the secrets, me. Anyway, so I've just looked at, well, as you know, we do some research when you turn up, before you turn up. And there was a previous interview that you'd done, and you mentioned around your previous music on your previous, in your early days, and you had an old cassette that you ended up wearing out. And I wanted to know what the hits were on that cassette, going back to an old tape player.
So it was a gift from well, I guess not a gift. I kind of stole it from my parents, I guess. I found it and started to wear it out. But there was it was a bunch of hits. It was Blue Moon. You know that song?
Yes.
Blue Moon.
Yeah.
I saw you standing alone. Anyway, that song, it had Heartbreak Hotel on it. It had from Elvis, obviously. And it had, let's see... just a lot of other, I'm trying to remember other songs that were on that, but those were the two that really kind of melted their way into my brain and kind of made me, I guess that was really my first liking of music, or realizing that I liked music, because I would just play the crap out of that thing. And I have my parents to blame, and to thank, but definitely to put me in kind of that mode. And anything, lyrics really weren't even important to me at that point. It was just the way everything sounded and felt, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And in fact, lyrics didn't come into play until way later on in life. I just care about the groove for most of the time. That's probably why I became a drummer. But that cassette was the start of it all, I think.
That's epic. I done exactly the same as you. Obviously, I'm not as talented as you, but my mum done exactly the same for me, and put everything I nicked, borrowed permanently, some cassettes. One of which was an Irish cassette, which was Foster and Allen, which is an old school Irish folk band. Which
make a note
interesting.
To write up.
I'll send you some. I probably wouldn't make it a thing. Yeah, I wouldn't listen to it. No, actually, they are legends. They are legends in Ireland. So,
I'll send you some old,
but you've got. We'll have to share
and
some music backwards and forwards.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've done exactly the same with the bits of like Charlie Pride and Elvis Presley. Obviously, the man, the legend up there on the right hand side, and George Jones obviously behind me. But that's great. And then I've also found out a bit more information that you had a secret crush on John Mayer. Is that right?
I'm not gay or anything, but
Gay for Mayer. That's a thing,
I'm
apparently.
Gay for Mayer.
Music crush.
Yeah, man. I think he's very influential, I think, in what I like and what, kind of gets me musically, because he's just so... I write like him, I feel like. I saw him I didn't realize this until I saw this video, but you've probably seen the video where, he's just in some kind of podcast, and I think he's like, well, you do it like this, and he starts playing around, and he's like, just starts singing something over it, and it ends up being like this rad, like, little start to a song, and it was pretty cool. And so I was like, man, yeah, we kind of write together, or write like each other, I guess. I found that out later in life. But yeah, otherwise, man, he's just a killer on the guitar. He's a great writer. I think he played the game really well to get to where he needed to be. And because it's a game. We all can agree probably to that. But he played it really well to get to where he's at and be able to do exactly what he wants. And, nobody can really say anything to him now. But
yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And I'll leave TJ, you and TJ talking, because TJ is an ultimate fan. He's even got
am
a little
definitely
secret
gay
tattoo.
for Mayer. Yeah, I've got a tattoo on my arm of John. I don't know why.
On his arse. Arm.
On
Sorry.
my arm.
it's just John Mayer's lips. I don't know why.
And his lips are open for some reason. Anyway,
Where's this going?
it's disgusting.
You
What a
tell
disgusting
us. You tell
podcast.
us it's on your ass. So.
I'll show you.
Oh, good God.
Maybe
Yeah. Anyway, Cory, it's great to meet you. I can't wait to hear more about you and about where you've come from, and you going on your musical journey. But for now, I know that TJ wants to ask you about 100 questions, so I'm going to hand over to him, and it's a pleasure speaking to you.
Yeah, it's
Likewise.
it's great to have you on, mate. I appreciate you, entertaining us, because you entertained us a lot on the night, and it was quite funny how we met. I think I was loitering half drunk at that point in the
Here we
garden.
go.
In the garden? Is that the garden? I don't know. The back end of
Somebody's
the
garden.
Rhinestone. Near Backdoor Brenda, funny
stumbling,
enough.
you know.
I was, and then I saw this this man in black coming towards me, giving me the eye. I was like, I don't know if I'm in trouble or whether he's, giving me the eye. I don't know. But it was you, Cory, and you came over and said, don't I know you? I was like, I don't know. Are you a fan of the podcast, maybe?
Who?
And yeah, you were like, aren't you the guy that blocked Talbo's toilet? I was like, no, Ronnie's actually in the restrooms as we speak.
That's hilarious.
But we'll save that one for another time.
Yeah,
But,
I just want to say I didn't do that.
Talbot.
But that's a story for another time.
well, the whole bar thinks you did
TJ,
anyway, so
isn't it?
I'm happy.
Talbot, that was the first thing he told me about you guys. He's like, yeah, man. He's like, you never believe it. They clogged up the toilet.
I can't believe
I'll have to-
TJ clogged the toilet up.
Everything's bigger in Texas, mate, for us. The food, just like everything except for your plumbing, apparently.
Yeah, the plumbing's smaller, I guess. I don't know.
Plumbing sucks, mate. Yeah, it's. But it was a great conversation we had in the garden. I'm going to call it Backdoor Brenda's garden, and we had a good catch up. You introduced each other, and I think we hit it off pretty much straight away. I think we promised you an interview at some point. Said, yeah, we'll do an interview in the garden. And then I lost the ability to speak, so that went
To be
out.
honest, that was my fault. I got far too drunk and was just walking around with a microphone and no idea what I was doing. So, but yeah, it was super cool to meet you there.
Yeah, man.
So,
So best laid plans, but
course.
I think this is more professional probably than what we would have achieved on the night. So again, thank you for coming on.
Absolutely.
So we tried to do some research, mate, in terms of where you're from. We read all your bios, whether it's on your website or Spotify, whatever it might be, and I think it was on your Spotify. It mentions that you're from Decatur, Texas. So we visited there one day on one of our many jaunts that Talbot took us on to see Jared Morris and his incredible studio. Great guy, love that guy. And Tennessee Jet was with him that day as well.
Yeah.
So that was an interesting insight for us to kind of watch a proper podcast studio
Yeah,
and to see how it's done. We got to write on his wall as well. That was really cool, wasn't it? So we enjoyed that. But we were told Decatur's a huge rodeo town, and apparently where Cody Jinks lives as well. So it sounds, it looked a really cool place to us with your massive courthouse right in the middle, and it was a lot more kind of rural than some of the other places that we went to. But yeah, what's it like there, mate, for you?
It's cool. It's definitely a rodeo town. I've met a lot of rodeo folks living here. My parents moved here back about, I want to say like 14, 15 years ago. And they were chasing my brother because he started having babies. And so they kind of chased him to the Dallas area. And so my dad got work out here. But yeah, I've only been out here. I guess I moved out here in 2015 maybe. And I lived in Bridgeport, which is right next door, about 10 minutes west. I moved there for about a year, and so I was there, and then I moved to Nashville. And so I was only in Decatur for about a year at that point, and moved to Nashville, and then came back. And so I've only been back here for about 2 years. And but what I love about the town is that whenever my parents first got here, it seemed like just super small. Well, they had like a Chili's, they had a Walmart, they had like a bunch of main things, but I think the population was only like 6,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
And so it's been cool to kind of watch it grow a little bit, and just the kind of people that are around here just seem real, the kind of folks you'd expect to find in Texas. When you get more in the city, everything just gets a little bit more jumbled, but it's out here in the sticks, so to speak. I mean, it's not going to be the sticks forever, for sure. It's slowly becoming part of the DFW more, but it seems like there's just a lot of good people. It's been fun being around here for sure.
Yeah, we definitely picked up on that, and it's a shout out to the Chief Cigar Lounge that we nipped into and had a great time in as well. And, the owner and the patrons there were a good laugh. They welcomed us in, as kind of two weird British guys. And what did that guy say to you? You're better telling that story.
So I walked in and started speaking to TJ, and there was a fella, very smartly dressed fella with a cowboy hat on, sitting at the end of the bar talking to the owner or the bartender or whatever you want to call him. And then when I walked in, started speaking, I walked out, come back in again, and he went, "I fucking told you," to the owner. And the owner was like, "No, that's not real Irish. That's fake. That's fake Irish. He's not really Irish." And he was like, "Where are you from?" And I was like, "Ireland. I'm Irish. Yeah, background's Irish. I got a surname, an Irish surname." And he said, "Yeah, I told you, he's not fucking Scottish, he's Irish." I was like, "Wow, okay." Hello. So that was our welcome. Yeah.
Lovely fellas, though. I think he owned the Big R hat store across the road, and kindly invited us over.
All of them.
To buy some hats, which we would have loved to do, but we ran out of time. But yeah, in between that day, we spent a bit of time at Decatur, and we even grabbed some Mexican food there. We were in heaven that day. But what we found quite funny was that, well, like you said, Cory, it kind of like the real Texas. There was real working class guys pulling up in their truck in their work clothes, and they were like 8 foot tall to us. It was me and Ronnie just kind of bumbling around like we do, looking up to these geezers like they're, adults and we're children, and they could probably snap us in half. And it was like that scene in Dumb and Dumber. It was like, "Kick his ass, Seabass." I was like, it's Ronnie. He did it. It was just so funny being in places like that, because it's quite alien to us. But we loved it, mate. But for you, I always like to ask these sort of questions, depending on what state you're from. But what does it mean to be a Texan for you, and what's special about the state?
I feel like Texas kind of has this, perception that it's more free than the rest of the U.S. I think we all know that we're all kind of enslaved by taxes and 9-to-5s and all kinds of stuff that's, just not good. But Texas still kind of has that, "Oh man, I could do it. I'm in Texas." Like, a buddy of mine and I, back in 2020 when everything shut down, we were living in Nashville at the time, and we just hopped in my van and drove to Texas, and were able to play shows because not everybody was shut down, and they were still living life and doing the thing, so they were more free, so to speak. But I think that's definitely part of it. But I feel like respect. There's just another sense of respect here, like that you're going to get, rather than in places like, say, New York. And whenever I say New York, I mean like in the city. There's like some really good spots in the country out in New York that really nobody knows about. But it's I guess it's just a different. It holds more weight, I think, whenever say, "Oh, I'm from Kansas." Not anything against Kansas, but Kansas doesn't have that perception of being like a its own entity. And obviously Texas was a republic for a long time until it became part of the states. And so it still kind of holds that independence, I think, from everybody else. And that, if everything else goes to crap, Texas is still going to be okay. So I guess it's kind of that, and, respect, and just, it seems like we're still, as the rest of the world's morals just kind of go, "Row." It's like, we're going down probably, but it's at least more of like a graded,
gradual decline.
We're all going to end up like Idiocracy eventually. You know what I mean?
I love that. That's a great analogy. I love that explanation, mate. We love Texas. I think it was the one place in the world that I've been where people, like you say, were just so accommodating, so polite, and just welcomed us wherever we went. Where
you just don't want to leave.
Yeah, we didn't want to leave.
To stay,
and I come back.
Go back straight away
home, and it wasn't the same, was it?
Yeah.
It wasn't a hero's welcome home from the wife and kids. It was, back to being me. I sound so bleak then. I hope she's not listening.
My life wasn't real.
We were famous for a day. It was amazing. We're honorary Texans now anyway, Talbot said. We've got a badge to prove it.
I've even written to the governor of Texas.
There you go. Dude.
I want to be an honorary Texan.
Did he reply?
I'm sure
No.
Abbott would be all about that. I'm sure.
There you go. Maybe Cory's got some weight behind it. But you mentioned being a living out in a van with your dog, which it seems like a cool life, mate. And you've been to Nashville, you've been to, obviously, around Texas. But what's life like for you as a traveling musician? And where would you say you spend most of your time?
I spend most of my time in the DFW, I feel like, recently. Between putting the band together and trying to stay close enough for that, and then just trying to get on the road otherwise. But I do spend, like, we're heading to New Mexico later on, I think in December. There's a place over there in Red River that we play pretty regularly, and we hit stuff on the way there, and try and hit stuff on the way back. And as far as proper touring goes, it's not I guess feasible at this stage for me to have the band on the road unless we're booked 3 days of the week, and so I do a lot of acoustic things and a lot of solo things on the road by myself, and I love it, man. It's out there. I could be waking up and going to put shingles on a roof or something like that, and but I get to wake up and kind of goof off for every day, and I don't feel like I've worked in 11, 12 years, but yeah, being on the road is cool, man. Being out of this RV gets a little old sometimes, but there's a plan. I told myself within like 3 years of getting to Texas, then I would just have this just for the band and running from gig to gig, and then I'd have a place in Fort Worth. So I'm still kind of on track, but we'll see how it goes. No lady in the picture, so it makes it easy, man. So it's, that's not a call out to anybody that's trying to see if I'm single or not, because I'll stay this way.
You can use our platform however you like, mate.
Yeah. Did you not realise we run a dating agency?
Rugged Ronnie and TJ's dating agency. You must play music in order to.
You don't want us interfering in your love life,
you can't be part of the
mate.
music industry.
Yeah, you think it's bad at the minute. Wait till we get involved in it.
Oh,
mate.
God,
it will definitely go downhill. But no, that's really cool. It's I love DFW, and I wish we had a bit more time in Fort Worth. Obviously, we were there for the Stocktober. I wish we had an echo effect here, but that was such a cool night, as we keep saying. We mentioned a lot of it on the last podcast with Alex Rogers, who was there. I don't know if you had a chance to speak to Alex. He was milling about like us, half drunk at the end, or probably fully drunk, because he was sat with us most of the night.
I think I did for a little bit, but
yeah. But what was your kind of experience of that? Have you been to previous events like that? I've just found it a really cool, unique kind of way for artists like yourself to network with other artists, industry folk, and is that something that's quite frequent in your kind of world?
It's very frequent in Nashville. So being over there, it was all the time. Here, it hasn't been that at all. And there's places where we all kind of conglomerate and kind of get together and whatever, but it's not. Like that Oktoberfest thing was really cool. In fact, I was talking to a bunch of other artists there, and we were, wishing it was a, once a quarter thing, just to be able to hang out, because we're all doing different things, man. We're all busy trying to make it work for ourselves. And so we either see each other at a show or see each other on the road somewhere. But to be all in one place to where you can kind of catch up and just be people, you know what I mean, instead of artists for a little while, then that's pretty cool. I hope Steve puts more of those together. I know he's done them in the past, and I haven't gotten a chance to go to them, but I think this one was real cool.
He should put more on. He said it was really easy to do, so I reckon he could probably do it monthly, maybe.
Maybe weekly.
Every 2 weeks.
Yeah. What else is he
All
doing?
right, Steve, are you listening?
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Elbow. Come on, pull your finger out, mate. But yeah, it was great. I mean, was there anyone in particular that night that you know of that you wanted to catch up with particularly, or to even see play that night?
Yeah, so I had never seen Presley Hale play, and I'd heard a lot about her and whatnot, and listened to some of her stuff, and I'm super impressed by that. But to see her live, with a few of her band members anyway, was pretty cool, man. She's solid, and she's definitely going places. That was one of the main ones I wanted to see. I did like the I forget the name of the tribute band.
Oh, Mint Still.
Mint Still.
Yeah,
they were awesome, right?
Eric's got such a great voice, and he can definitely pull that off. I think he'll be the next Eagles guy for sure, right? The Eagles are going to live on forever, by the way. They're going to be playing shows until, 3,000, until 3,000.
Yeah, absolutely. So, if you were to do a tribute show for yourself, what sort of, this is just a random question now, but they've obviously got Vince Gill wrapped up. Who would you choose?
Let's do some like Incubus or something.
Right. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, man, I grew up on like that, all that kind of stuff, like alternative rock and
all rock grungy type
yeah,
stuff.
kind of like grungy, and then you got like Weezer and things like that. Like,
sweet, man.
Blimey.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
That's interesting.
I was hoping you might have...
Go on, mate. No, you go on.
You go on. We're just going to talk over each other now, we?
Actually, guys, I'll go.
That's what we do. Yeah, go on, you go. Yeah, go on. So polite. I'm British. Anyway, I was going to say, I was expecting you to say like Dwight Yoakam or like one half of the Brooks and Dunn brothers.
One half.
Yeah. One half of Brooks and Dunn.
One half of Hall & Oates. Yeah.
This would be a Kicks tribute right here.
Yeah. It's going to be a podcast just describing who Cory looks like.
It's only because the facial hair. That's it. That's everybody's got facial hair must look like someone else, apparently.
That's fair. Yeah. I mean, technically, Ronnie, you could be Ronnie Dunn.
I could be. Yeah. As long as I mime and don't sing.
As long as you mime. Yeah, don't open your mouth except for no audio to come out.
Yeah. We'll dub over the top of it. Yeah, there you go. Right, mate. Well, we haven't actually gone into any of your music yet because we just waffle on like
Not
we
yet.
do.
I have got a question, if that's all right.
Go on.
Because we've talked about, you've missed out a complete section of his life, TJ, and I don't particularly like that, yeah. So you've mentioned Nashville quite a few times.
Yeah.
So what was Nashville like? Because we've had so many people telling us. But tell us your experience in Nashville and tell us what happened and why.
It was great, man. I moved there in late 2016, started recording a record, and finally got fully there, I guess, 2017. And I was there until 2023. So I was there for, close to about 6 years.
Wow.
And I went there thinking that I was going to get there, finish my record, and then shop it to some labels. Some labels were going to pick it up, and it was going to be that easy. And definitely was not the case. I got there. I was back and forth to Texas, playing shows to pay rent, and finished the record. Didn't release it because I was holding on to it, thinking like, what if you get through this. I went through this little mindset of like, man, it's not going to. What if I can't write another good song? And in retrospect, all those songs sucked. they were not that good. And so it's like you just keep writing because you're gonna get better. It's gonna come out. You're a writer, so it's gonna happen, right? And so I wasted a lot of time there doing that, but I finally learned to write with other people and play nice that way. I started in Texas writing by myself because there just wasn't a whole lot of writers near me or around me or doing the same thing. And so, you just write by yourself. And so I started to write with other people, got way better at songwriting, learned a whole lot, made a lot of good networking there, ended up being on the road with a couple folks and, doing photo and video work and selling merch and, just kind of getting that touring experience and all that kind of stuff and, paying the hard dues that way and wishing I was on stage every night doing that. And then at the end of my time in Nashville, it started kind of becoming evident that Nashville to me is kind of a trap. It's there's a lot of good artists and a lot of good writers, and if you're a writer, it's great. If you're a musician trying to get on to a touring act, that's great. If you're an artist who writes his own music and wants to play his own music and isn't really trying to write for everybody else or really isn't trying to do all that, well, then you're going to get there's a lot of news coming to you that it's not going to be exactly what you expected there in Nashville. And so a lot of the reason I moved away is so that I could I guess get away from all that competition. I mean, it's a bunch of chickens going for the same peck of food, and you're good luck getting there. There's a lot of them, and they're all better than you too, by the way. You know what I mean? And so to cut through that noise and to be that next person is going to be the odds aren't in your favor. And so if you don't want to be part of the machine, and as far as like, trying to write songs for, I want to write a song like Morgan Wallen. I want to write a song like Luke Combs. I want to do this and this and this like all these other people. If you're not trying to be just yourself and, your own cut of cloth, then that place is for you. But if that's not what you're trying to do, if you want to try and do your own thing and you got stuff that you need to get out, then away from Nashville is probably the best. Go in there to learn, go in there to get better at everything. That's great. But if you're trying to do it independently, everybody wants a label. I would, hop on a label deal if it suited me. But it's not going to happen like that. You got to build it yourself, and then they're going to come to you, especially in this day and age. So the best way to do that for me was to get out of Nashville and, start kicking tires and lighting fires like I was doing in the first place. So
I think it's so interesting when you tell us about it, and thank you for sharing that with us, because we've had quite a few people that we've asked the same question to around Nashville. Why did you leave? What was it? Because I think since we started doing the podcast, my attitude towards Nashville and my view about Nashville has completely changed. That's where you go. That's where Grand Ole Opry, we go here, we go there. That's what we do. And actually, it's not like that at all. It's really interesting getting that experience from you. I mean, you mentioned in one of your bits there is saying that, it's a bit of a waste of time there. But then look what you've learned. You say it's a waste of time. You've learned so much being there. And it's always a character building thing, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, no, as far as wasting time, I was there for 6 years, and the first 3 years, I hardly got out. So it was on me that I was wasting time. But because I just was back and forth to Texas paying rent and coming back, and I was engaged at the time, and, she had 2 kids, so they were mine too. And,
Wow.
It's family man time, and so that's why at this point, until I'm a little more on a up trajectory, then that distraction's not going to be there. So but yeah, definitely learned so much in Nashville, man. It's a good experience. You mentioned the Grand Ole Opry, and whenever I first went to Nashville starting to cut the record in 2016, I went to the Grand Ole Opry, and I bought a ticket, and I didn't know who was playing that night, but it was Darius Rucker, somebody else, and then the late great Charlie Daniels and his band.
Wow, yeah.
And so I got to see icons there, and then now it just seems like they let anybody in the Grand Ole Opry. It's not really sacred anymore. I mean, you have folks that are just, and no offense to them, I would play it if they asked me to play it, obviously.
Yeah.
But it just seems like it's not as sacred. You don't have to get to it's not the Hall of Fame anymore. You know what I mean? It's not quite that.
Yeah, I was looking at some of the stuff because I've always been obsessed with the Opry. It was always on my bucket list to go and see it. I've always wanted to go. Of course, I still want to go and see it. I want to be there where all the greats have come in. But you're right, it has changed. It just seems so commercial now that it's just completely changed. That whole special piece is gone. And don't get me wrong, it's incredible when people do go there and they do go and play. But it really has lost its true passion. But anyway, I'm going to shut up now because I know that TJ's been taking the piss out of me. So there you go.
My next question was about Nashville, but you've stolen that.
No, it wasn't. I can see your questions on it.
Oh yeah, I shared them with you. Fuck. It's interesting. We spoke about Nashville quite a bit, and I just love hearing everyone's kind of view and perspective, good, bad, indifferent, and. One thing people often say is that the best writers are there, the best musicians, the best studios. But for me, I gravitate towards mainly the Texas independent music scene, the ranch radio, what they kick out, and it's just I feel like I'm at home there personally. That's the music I like. Places like Kentucky, Virginia, they've got some awesome artists, and we've had people from all over the states really, and the UK but not so much Nashville though. I think that's I don't think we've consciously done that. It's just not where where we're listening, if that makes sense.
Right.
So we're not really into the pop country scene, the kind of polished stuff that they put out. There's some good artists, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it's not what we fell in love with, and hence why we had the opportunity to come to Texas, and we took it with both hands and to experience it firsthand, to see the people that we've been listening to for ages. See this dude particularly, Adam Hood, was on our bucket list. Presley was on our bucket list as well. We just feel very grateful. And you're talking about songwriting as well and writing with others. It was interesting. We got a bit of an insight into that too while we were in Texas. And I think it was the Legacy Music Studios where we went with Alex Rogers, and can't see behind me, but he was with this dude, so Zach Wilkerson, who you will know. So it's interesting to see how those guys put songs together and, kind of a peek behind the curtain. But do you like to... is your preference to write with others, or do you still like to kind of write alone? What's kind of your thing?
I enjoy the creative process with other folks, but really I feel like my best inspiration comes whenever it just happens, right? And so in order to write with somebody else, I either got to be hanging out with them or already, and then something hits, or they have an idea that we want to write on, or that they need help on, or whatever, or... we plan it out to where, okay, I'm going to be over there at this time to write. And it's really hard for that inspiration to hit that way for me. And, I've written great songs with great people in that kind of atmosphere, in that kind of a way. But I think I prefer to write alone. And, there's a lot of ideas that I have that are, just a verse and a chorus, or just a chorus or something like that. And those are the kind of things that I like taking to other people, because it's like, okay, I've already had the inspiration for the song. The song's, it needs to go, but I'm stuck on some things, and it would be cool to have another head in there. Writing with one other person, excellent. Writing with two other people, that's okay. Writing with like three other people, I'm good. Like, I don't want four people in the room. There's just too many. I'll just sit back and, think for a long time, and maybe I don't get a word in, or maybe I don't even, it's like, I want to be a part of the song, not like, just in the room and have the vibe for the song.
Absolutely, mate. It's so you mentioned something interesting earlier, that obviously you come from a drumming background, and you promised to tell us more about getting kicked out of the church band. We'll go into that in a minute. But in terms of or songwriting, initially it was all about the groove and or listening to songs, and funny enough, I put a video out not long ago. I was just sat in a car, just thinking, waiting for my haircut, and I was like, yeah, I find it really difficult to listen to songs and understand the lyrics, or listen to the lyrics in songs, because I'm listening to what's going on in the background. That's kind of my jam too, and I'm making a conscious effort to listen to lyrics, because they're obviously important. It's a storytelling genre, country music, and what we do. And yeah, I mean, how did you get around that? Was it from writing lyrics mainly that you kind of changed your perspective and kind of way of listening to music?
I think there was a couple different factors, I guess, for me, but there was a few folks that told me that my songs, they didn't resolve. Like, there was just like, so I was just I wasn't writing a complete story. I was just writing to get through the song. And, it sounded great and people liked it, but where was the story? Like, where was the, that? And so I started to pay more attention to that. And then as I wrote with other folks in, Nashville, it was going through the process of, finishing the story and actually thinking through it rather than just having lines come to your brain and let them fall out, was, a big key to that, I think. And, getting through songs and being able to read through the song and have the story rather than, the music should definitely tell the same story without the words, but, to have both of them tell the same story, that's whenever it cuts through, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, definitely that helped me kind of overcome now, don't get me wrong, whenever I listen to music now, the first listen is always the music. The second listen is probably still the music. Maybe a couple hooks or whatever pop out to me during those couple listens, but in all reality, I just want it to feel and sound good. and then I'll pay attention to the lyrics and see if they're worth a shit later on.
I like that. Yeah, it's a lot of, I mean, when I put it out, I said, is there any tips that people can give me to kind of help concentrate on the lyrics? And they go, yeah, why don't you just read it on Spotify? I was like, all right, smart ass. You know, I listen to predominantly independent music, and the lyrics aren't often on Spotify or whatever I'm listening to, so I have to find a different way. But yeah, like you say, maybe giving it a few listens intently in that sense might work. I don't know.
What you can do is you can get AI to you go to like ChatGPT and be like, hey, give me the lyrics to "Damn I Need a Drink" by Cory Michael, and if it's not on there, I bet you it listens to it and it gets close. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to try that. That'd be
I've
interesting.
been messing around with some of that crap lately. Although I hate it, let me clarify. There's a lot of cool tools, though. I tell you what.
Oh, there is, mate. Yeah, it's there's some controversial kind of things coming up about the AI scene at the minute. And wasn't there like some song that hit #1 on the Billboard charts recently?
Yeah, just recently.
I was like,
something Rust.
That was it. It's got millions of listens.
Really?
It's crazy. I listened to it and I was like, it's better Suno. You know, we messed around with Suno just for a laugh, taking the piss out of each other and like making songs up because we're children. But yeah, this person has released it all over Spotify as bona fide album, I think, and it's done really well. But yeah, I just think it's pretty disgraceful that Spotify and other platforms put it out there and perhaps don't label it as such, so people think that's a genuine artist. And you know,
it's called Breaking Rust. I just looked it up.
Breaking Rust, that's it.
I'll have to listen to that later.
It's but yeah, it's pretty controversial at the minute in terms of what AI is doing. Great for certain tools, but for actual music.
I'm gonna get a little controversial real quick talking about it. But cool. You know, recently I have started to I do not like it. Here, I'll preface this by saying I do not like it for it to write a song, for it to write a melody, for it to do all the artist things that need to happen, right? But what would happen is normally is what I would do is I'll take an acoustic work tape and I'll take it to a producer, and that person's going to, you know, help me figure out what I want as far as guitars and basses and drums and keys or whatever I need on it. They're going to help me produce it, right? And a lot of times they're playing all the instruments and doing all that and kind of putting together a demo, a work tape. And now what this has enabled me to do is I've fed it like an acoustic work tape with my guitar and my vocal on it, and it'll take that same and you can tell it to be like a huge audio influence, so what you're feeding it needs to be, you know, 100% of the influence, and then maybe the style you can move it and kind of give it a prompt to be like, all right, we'll fill this out with a band with like indie rock or Texas country or Texas country meets 90s alternative or whatever you want it to, whatever you feel like the sound is, right? And so it'll put the band behind you, and it's not going to give you your voice. It's going to be some weird AI voice, but your melody's going to be there and your lyrics are going to be there, and it's going to be able to allow you to hear it as a fully produced version and help you in a production way to figure out, okay, I do like how this is produced right here. This kind of gets my message across the way I want it to. It's not changing my melodies. It's not changing my lyrics. And it's not changing even my guitar parts. You know, a lot of the times it's the bass layer of things. Yeah. And it's definitely helped me to do some pre-production. I'm not going to use those instruments to finish a song, but I'm definitely going to use them to demo out something, to maybe give it to the band and say, hey, here's a new song I wrote. Let's learn it for the next show. And they have all their parts, and they kind of get it's easier for them to write their charts out. They can do all that, and then they can, you know, make up their own parts later on when we record it, but it'll have the structure and the feel that we want. And so that's a way that I've used it, kind of because, you know, you can either get, you know, we're going cashless, right? Just kind of on a different note, we're going to become a cashless society. Mm-hmm. Well, there's going to be people that are hanging on to cash and be like, nope, I'm just going to hang on to this cash. Well, eventually it's going to be worthless, and they're going to be so far behind that they're not going to be like, oh man, I don't know how to use this digital money. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to open my wallet. I don't know how to do any of this crap. And so unless you move with times, it's not going away. AI is not going away unless you go with it and learn how to use it as a tool and, you know, kind of retain the integrity of the creativeness of it. And I think that it's okay. I think it can be used as a tool, and people are going to frown about it or whatever, but whatever.
No, I think you're right with that, mate. Because we heard a few demos while we were out with certain people, and they used it in the exact same way that you described. It was, their voice, their melodies, and their ideas that they were just kicking around, and it was the kind of background flavour that was just giving an idea of what it could end up like. Yeah. And I think that's the right way to use it. Like you say, you're keeping your integrity. You're still writing the song. Eventually, it'll be all of your instruments. So yeah, I think AI can be used in that good sense. I've been on Facebook groups recently, and I put out a bit of a bitch post yesterday to say some Muppet had gone on to one of these groups and announced his new album basically. And I went on it. I was like, this is entirely AI. You're not a musician, you're not an artist. This is your new album, completely produced by Suno, and it's not even your voice. It differs between different voices.
And sometimes it'll be different between the verse and the chorus, right?
Yeah. And you can tell when it goes high because it can't handle the high registers, and it's like you could just tell. So that's sort of crap that really irks me. But it's interesting to hear your take on that, mate. But yeah, you mentioned going into your songs, and Damn I Need a Drink is one of your earliest ones, isn't it?
It is. That's probably the first one that gained really any kind of traction online. Started with TikTok, and then kind of did well from there. And so that's whenever I was like, oh, cool, man. People are going to listen to my music, so I can just put it on TikTok and maybe gain a following that way, and they'll transfer over to Spotify. And it's worked out so far. I mean, I need to be more diligent. I mean, a very good example of being diligent on socials and stuff is Jared Morris. He does great content, and he does it consistently, and I guarantee you it's building his fan base every day.
It's a difficult tool to navigate for some people. Some people find it easier. It's for us as well, as potential content creators. I don't know, is that what you called us, Ronnie?
Oh, yeah.
Just make up as we go along. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. But yeah, it's a tool to be used, and I think if you do it in the right way, we're still to kind of find the right way. You can gain a great following. Like I say, Jared's done great from there, and it's cool to see people in our sphere, doing absolutely killing it. Patrick from Country versus Metal. You got Soul with his Texas to Tennessee podcast with Steve, and I think these guys are just doing it the right way, and hopefully we'll catch on at some point. It's just really interesting. But moving on from your first track, and you've wrote a bunch of songs after that that we really like. So what did that kind of journey look like for you? So you released the first track, it did really well. Building up your fan base. Moving on from that, what kind of went next?
A lot of learning. I kind of got into this mode of, feeling like, okay, in order to have people listen to like an album, if I were to release an album, I got to have a fan base first. And so I can't, if I release an album right now, it's not going to do me really any good. And so I started releasing just singles and trying to build it that way. And like what's happening right now, I have an EP releasing later on this month, and it's like I've released singles, and then the last single, it's like, okay, it's the EP release. And which is kind of, not cool, I guess, if I was getting the music, but at the same time, not everybody that's going to hear that last song would have heard that last song had I just released the EP as it is, because I would have it's only one big push, and then of course I can start, pushing those other songs. But so it kind of made me start doing it that way. Now what I'll do is I've learned some hard lessons that way. There's a song called Rekindle on that I released, and it did probably the best numbers I had at that point on TikTok. It had done awesome, and I wasn't ready to release it yet. I hadn't recorded it. It wasn't finished, and so as soon as it went like that, I was like, oh crap. And so I went to my producer in Nashville, who I was still working with, and we cut the song and got it out, but it didn't get out until maybe like 4 months later. and I had lost all that traction. And so had I had all that traction, my numbers would probably be way better than it is today. But, you know, I learned a good lesson there. Okay, I'm not going to tease anything on TikTok until it's ready to go, just in case something catches fire and I need to release it right then. And so that's kind of changed my mentality that way. But yeah, I definitely use TikTok for all the free marketing, Instagram a little bit, you know, trying to build them all, of course. But you know, it's just, you know, making content and trying to put it out is definitely not in my 40-year-old brain. So it's, you know, trying to make myself, it's just discipline, dude. I just need to be more disciplined about it. But, you know, TikTok is my marketing, and then Spotify, it all kind of translates, and I hope it works out. And then, you know, as it builds, then I'll be able to release more at a time. But yeah, that's the goal right now, just to do it that way.
Awesome, man. And it's interesting, you're obviously talking about TikTok and catching on to that sort of trend and finding what works. And I think that's what people really struggle with sometimes. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see how you kind of maneuver with your new songs. And you mentioned your new EP, and that releases fully on the 20th, doesn't it? So you've got a song out this week, tomorrow, in fact, isn't it? And then the final track comes out on the 20th, I believe. But there's one song that I've been playing all day, and if you don't mind, we always try to kind of put a snippet of a song, but Mexico, man, that is my type of jam. So if you're happy, mate, we'll play a little snippet of that to give the listeners a say.
For a buzz in Mexico.
That's cool, mate. I was singing that in the car with the kids and was like, begging for a buzz in Mexico. And they're like, what do you mean, Dad? I'm like, you know what I mean. Yeah, you know, I said it. Yeah. I'm 40 as well. My kids are 7 and 11. They don't think I'm particularly cool, but they did like that song. So well done, mate.
Very good, very good.
Anyway, dude, I've been talking for a lot and asking you a bunch of questions, so I think I'll give Ronnie a chance to speak, maybe.
Well, I have been interrupting you most of the time, so
correct.
Anyway, it's because I'm very interested in it. That's why. Actually, one of your questions I thought you were going to ask, Cory, because you mentioned peeking through the curtains, and you went, "Do you like?" And I thought you were going to say peeking through the curtains.
Sounds like a euphemism, doesn't it?
But anyway, yeah. What are you peeking through the curtains for? Anyway, I think we've got a game now, actually. Did you want to play a game?
It's called Peeking Through the Curtains.
Peeking through the curtains. I'm going to make a game today.
I don't have to saw off my arms or anything, do I?
No, not yet.
This isn't like some Saw games.
Well, we said it might get a bit weird, mate. But we'll do the opening anyway.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Never gets it on time. Buckaroo. So, Buck Owens' greatest theme tune, that is. Let me just... Right.
Are you not prepared?
No, I'm not. So, this is the Rugged Revival, true or false, Cory? What I do is ask you a bunch of random questions. I'll call out one of your names, and then I'll say true or false. And then you'll have to answer, is it true or is it false? And then whoever wins at the end, most probably Cory.
Sorry, TJ.
Then we'll, I'll match up the scores and give you the answers afterwards, and then we'll see who wins. You don't actually win anything, to be honest. We
just time with us, really.
Yeah.
If that's
just more time with us.
Give me all the prizes.
So do it now. So a shrimp's heart is located in its head. Cory, true or false?
Oh, true.
Oh, you seem very confident on that.
Yeah, so confident. TJ, and then he moved on to the next question. Whatever you're going to say, doesn't matter.
It's rigged anyway against me normally.
Yeah.
False.
TJ, true or false? False, okay.
He sounded too confident from there.
Good. Humans are the only animals that blush. Cory, true or false?
They are or aren't?
Humans are the only animals that blush.
False.
TJ?
True. I've never seen monkey blush. Yeah. Then
All the animals. Okay, tomatoes. Yeah,
I don't think
I've never seen.
I was thinking. Yeah,
I don't think I've seen a monkey blush.
Panda, maybe.
Tomatoes were once believed to be poisonous in Europe. Cory, true or false?
False.
TJ,
I'll say true. That sounds like something Europe would
something
do.
that Europeans would say. I knew you were going to say that.
It's all poison. It's all poison.
It's all poison. Don't eat it. Get your sword out.
We like to
Question number
forage.
5. Lightning never strikes the same place twice. Lightning never strikes the same place twice. Cory, true or false?
I'll say false on that one. Oh, yeah,
TJ.
false on that one.
Yeah, I would say false because of the Empire State Building.
No, you're not allowed. That's true. Penguins, question 6. Penguins can smell fear. Penguins can smell fear. I can't say that. Cory, true or false?
False.
TJ,
What does fear smell like? Is it like shit in your pants?
like when you block the toilet.
Oh yeah,
like Talbot's toilet.
we know what that smells like. True. I can't remember what the question was, but yeah, I'll go true.
Okay. Question 7. Wombat poop is cube shaped. Wombat poop is cube shaped. True or false, Cory?
False.
TJ.
There's a lot of questions about shit, or is it just, we should call it the shit episode. True.
This is a shitty episode.
This is
The shittiest
shit.
episode.
right, I'm going to go. 2 more questions. So, question number 8. The Eiffel Tower gets taller in the summer. The Eiffel Tower gets taller in the summer. True or false, Cory?
I'm gonna go false. Doesn't seem possible.
TJ?
I'd say true. Something to do with like metal getting bigger.
I don't care what you say.
Just make
Question
that.
number 9. Your stomach acid is strong enough to dissolve metal. Cory, true or false?
True.
TJ?
I'd say false because I'm sure kids have swallowed pennies and shat them out after.
Yeah, maybe it just wasn't
Nice.
in there long enough though.
Maybe, yeah.
Do you know what? Because we're sort of neck and neck at the moment. One more question. Butterflies taste with their feet. Butterflies taste with their feet. True or false, Cory?
True.
TJ?
False.
After that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1,
Just say I win.
3,
That'd be
4,
easier.
5. Do you know what?
you did.
Actually,
I think you did win.
no. Cory, you're absolutely right. You won. Well done. Congratulations on winning. True or false, the Rugger Revival. So, question number 1. A shrimp's heart is located in its head, which is true. Humans are the only animals that blush, which is true. A day on Venus is shorter than a day on Earth. We didn't do that one. Sorry. Question.
I would have said
Fucking
true.
boring.
No wonder I won.
Tomatoes. Well, you won that one anyway, Cory. Tomatoes were once believed to be poisonous in Europe. Of course, it's true. Lightning never strikes in the same place twice, which is false. It often strikes the same spot. Penguins can smell fear. It's false. They have a limited sense of smell. Wombat poop is cube shaped, and that is true. The Eiffel Tower gets taller in the summer. True, up to 6 inches, apparently. Your stomach acid is strong enough to dissolve metal. It's true. And butterflies taste with their feet, which is true. So there you are. Well done. Congratulations.
Thank
Play
you, thank you.
the music, please, Maestro TJ.
I was going to say, can you string that out a bit because I didn't have that queued up. Every fucking
Always
episode.
fucking ruins it. Ruins the game all the time. No.
Nice to see you. To see you.
Cory, I'm going to send you some clips of Bruce Forsyth, who that was the one that he said, "Nice to see you, nice." Great big chin on him. Great big fella.
Huge.
Lovely
Yeah.
man. Right. That is it. I think I'm going to go on to some of my questions, which is going to go a bit of a slow pace. But I'm going to go into some personal stuff, Cory, if that's okay.
Let's do it.
You haven't got long left of us, I promise you. You'll be okay.
Okay.
So, I've lost my place. Hold on. I've got it here. I was scoring it up. Sorry, right. So, over the week we spent in Texas, we spoke to a lot of the artists about mental health. And it's a bit of a taboo subject in sort of between males and talking between male friends. But in the UK, it is Men's Mental Health Month. And we have supported sort of mental health charities and whatever as part of the Rugger Revival here. And I just wanted to know, you've travelled all around. You've been in different places, going on set almost a lot of the time, and been extremely busy. How do you keep your head in check? How do you deal with your mental health?
Just buck up, bro. No, I mean, seriously, it's I don't know. I think just being aware of where you're at, and then, knowing what puts you there, and, what can get you out of there. Sometimes you go through these periods of just like, nothing's working, it's not, my music's not doing what it needs to do. I'm not getting the shows I need to get, just kind of a drag. And you don't want to do the things you need to do in order to get to that spot. And so, get out of the house and run around or something. And, outside always seems to rejuvenate that, or just go do something else besides music, or do something else you like, and remember to live through it all, regardless of if anything's working or not. But really, I mean, it is kind of just bucking up and doing it, because nobody's going to help you except yourself, I think. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, people are going to help you, but until you want to get help, then there's no, until you admit that you might need help or anything like that, nobody's going to help you. It's just on your own. And, most men are like that. We don't admit when we need help. We don't, oh, you need me to help you carry that in? Nah, I got it. Same with the load. Yeah, nobody's asking, hey, do you want me to help you carry that load? What's going on? Are you cool? Like, you seem a little different today. Which, if I notice a buddy of mine or somebody I'm hanging out with and I can notice that kind of stuff, I try and ask those kind of questions. But really, at the end of the day, you got to figure out how to deal with them demons on your own, because nobody's coming to your rescue. So, just figure out how you deal with it, and maybe that takes some asking to see how other people deal with it and learn that way. But really, at the end of the day, for me, it's just doing something that, takes my head away from music, or just puts me around people that don't really give a shit about my music. It's good that way to just kind of escape whatever it is that puts you in that spot, I think.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that. And thank you. Again, thank you for sharing that with us. I know that there's a lot of things that we ask. And you're like, why are you asking that? Because it's just interesting to know how people deal with it and what you do, and being all over the place all the time, like you say you do. It's a tough gig a lot of the times, but thank you for sharing that. Yeah, so I think just a couple of questions for me about what you do. So I was watching some of the artists at Stocktober, and I just find it fascinating about why people do what they do. So why do you play to crowds? Why do you get up on stage and play music live? And what's it like afterwards when you get off stage and you've got all these people that you've played to, and how does that feel? What does that feel like?
There's that's an interesting question, because I don't know if I've really thought about exactly why I do it. I've done it my whole life. I feel like music has always been, and I always knew music was going to be part of who I am and what I eventually do. I thought I was going to be a worship leader for a long time, and that did not turn out to be that way. I was going to be in music, but I didn't know how, and so I thought I'd be a drummer in some band somewhere. But you know, I think God's put me in this spot to, you know, I don't know if it's to have some kind of voice or to be an encouragement to somebody else, or just so that one person at one show sees me and, you know, it changes something about them or whatever. But I think that first, when you get on a stage and you play music and people enjoy it, and you can tell that people enjoy it, the feeling on stage is insane, dude. It's like the adrenaline rush is crazy. It's better than any other high that you could get. Like it's just it's a cool feeling. And so, you know, if I said that I didn't do it for that feeling, I'd be lying to you. It feels good. I wish everybody could feel that feeling, and I bet you they can in some capacity, somewhere, somehow, and whatever they're doing. But, you know, that feeling for me is worthy to go back for. And it's the same every time. You get that same feeling every time. It's not a drug that, you know, loses its potency after a long time or after a little while, and it's still there. It's always going to be there. And so, I don't know. I love it. I'm not working, dude. I don't feel like I'm working unless I'm trying to post a content or something like that, or booking, or, you know, all the stuff that isn't music. That's whenever I feel like I'm working. So
yeah, I get it. Thank you.
Yeah.
What a great answer. Thank you very much. Mm-hmm. So we have an exclusive playlist on the Rugged Revival, and it's to give our listeners a bit of an insight into the artists that we have on. So if you could choose 2 of your songs to put on this exclusive playlist, what would they be to really show your music and what type of person you are?
Probably Damn I Need a Drink in Mexico.
Love it.
Damn I Need a Drink is definitely my story in and out, like from the top to the bottom. And so that one for sure, then Mexico, because y'all like it. But I dig it too.
Yeah.
But I think, have y'all heard Long Gone? So that's the one that's coming out on the 20th.
Right.
And Long Gone is probably, I would probably say that over Mexico whenever it comes out. So just keep your ears on for that one. But yeah, otherwise Mexico.
Yeah, I've heard snippets on your TikTok, and maybe that's the one you're in the car whistling along. Is that the?
Yes,
there you go.
That's the one.
Awesome. So we'll keep an eye out for that. But yeah, go on Cory's TikTok and have a little sneak preview, or peek behind the curtains, if you will.
Peek behind the curtains. No, peek through the curtains.
You know, I'm really impressed with myself because normally whenever I'm around guys that have accents like y'all, I naturally just start trying to speak like you, because it's, you know, it's like it's always the nervous accent that I go to whenever I'm, it's like, all right, but it's always a mix between like Australia and like, it's like you got like Australia, you got English, you got Irish, you got all kinds of different
maybe
lands
for the
inside
rest
my
of it, we should make you do an English accent.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, I can do an English
I think we
accent
should.
if you guys like.
Or we could do just an extra little game that we've never done before. So that is just give us the best accent that you possibly can.
Yeah, that's a good one.
English, of Irish, of Scottish. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I could do all these different. That was more Australian right there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's more Australian.
It's got the Australian kick.
Yeah.
English is just more like this. Yes. Is it? Is this? It's more proper.
So you sound more like TJ.
Yeah. I'm
if
not
I
as
talk in
common
my actual
as
accent,
Ronnie. Yeah.
Yeah. So if I talk in my accent now, you won't be able to, because I try and get a bit loosened up when I go on here so people can understand what I'm saying. But actually, no one can really understand what I'm saying anyway because I talk really fast.
Okay.
So you can try and do that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. You know, and a lot of times it turns into like, it goes very well like an Indian guy. And I tell you what, I tell you guys so much good stuff about this. It goes Indian, and then you go from this black woman. I tell you what, who that is at my front door, boy. But then, you know what I'm saying? And then you get like an old guy. You know, I should be a voiceover actor.
You should
Screw
be a
music.
voiceover.
Oh,
Yeah,
we can
you
use you
should
for
be
some
doing that.
voiceovers for the Rugged Revival when
Yeah,
we do our
we need
parody
to do that.
videos. Yeah.
Yeah, just tell me what
Yeah.
you need, guys.
Is that old lady?
I try to be a little old lady.
You've got another calling,
You
mate,
sound
beyond
like
music.
not Bridget Jones. What was the other one? Oh God, I can't remember. Very well known film.
You know-
Anyway, you sound like that.
Honestly, okay, so let me tell you a little secret here. I think because I've been trying to emulate voices and just do different things for my whole life, and I think honestly that's why I can sing. Because I never knew I could sing, and then somebody at church, she was like, "Hey, you should sing," because I guess she heard me singing in church or whatever. And then that's kind of got in my head in doing it. But I think doing the voices, like, it makes you train your vocal to be to where you can move it, do whatever you want to do with it, and you know where all the different pieces are, and you know where the pitches and stuff are. So I think that might have something to do with the fact that I can sing.
That's interesting. Yeah, pitch and
That is an
timbre
interesting point.
of things.
Comedians
isn't it?
all can sing. Most comedians can sing.
Why can't we sing? We're comedians, sort of.
No, we're not.
Oh, okay.
No, we're not.
All right, fair enough.
No. We've just rattled through an hour and 20 minutes of really bad jokes. So
Speak for yourself, mate.
It was all funny though, guys.
It was
You might be
hilarious.
comedians.
Yeah. Well, Ronnie could do a great
Anyway.
Texan accent, can't you?
no, I can't. No, I was going to make you do your Southern Belle.
My Southern Belle.
Mary Hinge, go on.
So we
Southern
put
Belle.
out some parody videos of what was it, old album art that we found, and what was her
Mary
name?
Hinge, yeah.
We called it
was,
Mary Hinge,
Mrs. Mills, yeah.
Mrs. Mills, and she's a bigger lady.
I'll try and show you a photo.
We'd like
yeah.
to say she's Southern. In our head, she's a Southern lady, Southern Belle, and she's, oh, don't mind me, boys, I'm just coming through, you know, all that sort of thing. So
Howdy, boys.
the parody videos didn't go very well, funny enough.
There you go.
Where's my
That's
money,
what she looks
boys?
like. She looks like that a little bit.
And it was
Oh,
my
Mrs.
face
Mills.
superimposed, yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah. What were we
That could be
talking
really
about?
funny.
TJ's face on there, that's brilliant. Yeah, that's all
Oh,
time.
dude,
Anyway,
that's hilarious.
That's one of my favourite.
we love you, Mrs. Mills. We love you in the British.
There you go. Corey can get
British
involved in
Airways.
our future parody stuff
Yeah.
that we put out. Yeah, that would be amazing.
Yeah, I like that. Then
Absolutely.
he'll be a
man,
voiceover artist.
I gotcha.
Well, I don't know what I was going to say now. So, anyway, we've done the two songs. I'm not going to ask that. Right. So, Rugged Revival is a community.
Yeah.
It is. What we try to do, we try and we try to help a bit of independent artists. There's some that haven't really got a shout out before, that haven't been mentioned before on a podcast or anything else. Is there anybody that you would like to shout out here? Desert Folk.
Desert Folk. And you might have met Austin that night. Austin Cox is his name. Tattooed guy, bald. He's got a tattoo on his head.
Possibly.
Yeah. Got a beard.
might
Super
be
not
really
tall.
drunk.
He's probably like 6. I'd say he's probably like 6'2", 6'3", maybe.
That's not the bloke who took the chair off me. Is
No, I think that was Justin. There was this massive geezer that went up to
He's
Ronnie
enormous.
and said, "I'm taking this," and Ronnie was like, "Okay."
All right,
There you are. Yes, you are.
Okay, I'm British. Don't
I was
hurt
like, well,
me, Daddy.
It would have been funny if he took your drink out your hand. I'm taking this as well.
You
No,
should
you
have
fucking
said.
not. I'll fight you.
You should have been like, "You could take me too, big boy." I bet you would have left that. I bet you he would have left that chair right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Turn into Mrs. Mills.
Southern Belle again.
Yeah. Yeah, but Austin
So,
Cox and
Desert Folk.
great. In fact, I wore that so that people might just see
Wow,
Desert
brilliant.
Folk and look it
Oh, I
up.
love
so,
that. Yeah.
Good. Fair play. So you heard it here then. Desert Folk and Cory's new single coming out on the 20th.
Absolutely.
That's right, isn't it? Yep. So in a couple of days' time.
Yep.
And that's all the questions from me. I'm not going to go into
completely
anything
lost,
else.
aren't you?
I'm completely lost. I've
You know
no
what?
idea what I'm doing here.
You said on the 20th that comes out, and on the 20th, that bar that we were at Rhinestone, I have it's like an EP release kind of show. So
Oh, nice.
we're gonna
Yeah,
be there
the
full
Rhinestone
band.
Saloon.
yeah, so if you guys, whoever's listening to this, if you're in Texas, come on to the Rhinestone November 20th.
Oh, wish
Funny
we
we
were
knew
there.
we could have come over.
I'll
Yeah.
fly you out, guys. No worries.
Yes.
I'll send my jet to go get you.
Yeah.
Could you announce
might
us
be
on
waiting
stage
You're all
while you're there?
famous
You know?
now. and-
You might be waiting a while.
Don't forget us.
Hey guys,
Well,
this is Ronnie and TJ right here.
that'd be hilarious. Everyone's staring back, going, "Who the fuck are those dudes?" Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the guy that stole my drink. Yeah, Pointing-
Yeah. He didn't pay.
Clogged up Talbo's toilet.
it was him. Yeah.
Him. Anyway, this is descending into chaos. TJ, over to you, please.
Okay.
You've got a task.
So, seeing as you like random games, Cory, well, you never said that, but we just assumed that you do.
Sure.
Everybody
Yeah.
does.
So we've got a world famous game. It's the game that everybody's asking about, everybody's talking about. It's called the Rugged Revival Kiss Challenge game.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, it's probably not even called that, but
If I look this way,
You've called it the Kiss game on the notes, and I'm like, you got to stop saying that to people.
oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, no,
Might randomly go around kissing
it's
people.
intriguing if I say it like that. So basically, this is my bad kind of explanation now. And Ronnie, I always get him to demonstrate for people. But I was listening to Prince, obviously the fantastic artist, formerly known as Prince, at some stage. And Kiss, the song, is it's incredible. I love it. But I also find it hilarious. Certain parts of it are just funny. And we thought it would be interesting to see if people can do the intro to that. And you talked about, being an expert in terms of matching timbre, pitch, tone, all that stuff, and being able to emulate voices. So you'll be a very
not an
good-
expert, but I'll try.
Well, we're going to say you're an expert. So if I do an example of what I've done, Ronnie will do his version, and then we'll hand over to you. So is that okay with you, mate?
Let's do it.
Right. So this is my interpretation of the opening. So that's obviously the original. And Ronnie's going to have a try now.
Right, I need to get this right now because my timing's always off. So I need to go in earlier than later because I think it's the sound that travels. That's my excuse anyway.
Well, let's try it because the
Right.
last two have been... You warmed up?
Go on.
Yeah? Right.
Yes.
Let's go. One,
La, la.
two... Oh, Jesus. Sounds like you got laryngitis. So, you've obviously seen two experts obviously smash it
great.
there. So, are you ready, mate, to have a go?
Yes, I have a little lag over here, so I'm just going to do it and then hope it works.
I'll stitch it, mate. Don't you worry. I'll stitch it perfectly.
Stitchy.
Right, so I'm going to count it down to give you a bit of an opportunity. And then I don't think we'll rate it. We'll leave it to the listeners to rate. So after one... That was your old lady voice.
That was pretty good. Oh, my bad. I thought it was great.
That was fantastic.
I love that.
You want a real one?
Yeah, let's go for a real one.
Yeah, go on, do a real
Right,
one.
I
But we're going to keep that in.
Yeah, I talked over the intro a little bit because I pressed the button prematurely.
Oh, stop fucking talking.
All right, shut up. After three. One.
Hey, do you have the original?
I do. Yeah, do you want to listen to that first?
Play it right quick.
Right,
Yeah, do it real
okay.
quick. See how close I can get.
Right, so this is the original.
It is right there.
Is it ingrained in your brain, or do you need one
It's
more
in
listen?
great.
Yeah,
Do one more listen.
I'm
That'd
going
be
to have to
great.
mute myself.
one more
to
listen.
burst
Right,
out laughing.
okay, let's go for it. It's really
is right there.
hard. It's harder than you think. Obviously, I smashed it, but right after three. So this is your real go. One.
Oh,
That was good.
that was good.
Is that good?
Needs a bit of bass to
Oh,
it.
that was.
But otherwise,
yeah.
This is going to be the promo to this episode, by the way. So we'll let people score that. I think it's rude for me and Ronnie to judge you, but we thought that
don't
was
judge me.
amazing. I would say, even if anyone asked me, they probably won't, but 9 out of 10, maybe.
Thank you.
There you go. So thanks for playing that.
Yeah.
It's obviously world famous. So I've only got a couple more questions, mate, and then you can ask us or plug anything else that you want that perhaps we haven't touched upon. But we always like to say, have you got any aspirations or any plans to come to the UK, England particularly, at any point?
Maybe. No, I think that would be great, honestly, sometime. But my passport is expired, so it's not going to be happening anytime soon. I got to renew that thing, which I need to renew it anyway, but because I think I'm going to Canada soon.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be cool. I would like to, honestly, when I was younger, I just wanted to go on a trip and kind of, do what everybody does and backpack my way around, and just kind of live out there for a month or so and just kind of do things. But as far as music goes, I think I'd like to get out there and play.
Yeah.
I feel like it's probably even better received there because it's more rare, you know what I'm saying? So
I think so. And if you look at your Spotify stats and or stats across all the platforms, do you get much traction from the UK, or what would you say your top countries outside of the US are?
I can tell you right now. So it looks like most come from the US, and then Canada, then Australia, then the UK, Germany, Sweden, Norway, Brazil, Mexico, Netherlands, France.
Yeah.
Let me see how far down.
Some obscure place
Ireland
like Zimbabwe.
Ireland is number 13.
Number 13.
And there's 10 listeners there.
Ronnie's one of them.
We need to jump that up to 11.
Yeah.
At least.
Well, let's try and build your fan base over here. That's what we'll do. And that's your point in terms of what we do as well, is that we're exposing you to the rest
100%.
of the UK. So there you go. So
No, I don't always like being exposed, but in this case,
you like it. Yeah.
I like it.
I think you should come over and just use the accent for as long as anyone doesn't work you out, if that makes sense. So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds kind of 19th century, like London,
A little
doesn't
19th century.
it? Yeah.
Or pie mesh.
Yeah. Anyway.
Very good. I'll just be from a whole different country, okay?
You'd get away with that. So you mentioned Canada. Is that to play some gigs, or is that just to kind of visit, travel?
Visit, travel. Maybe just cross over from like Montaigne or somewhere up north that way. Just kind of just to go. I mean, I think I've been one time to Niagara Falls, and that was whenever I was just hanging in New York for a little while, and then so we didn't get to go to Canada, but we just looked across the water. So
very good.
And saw the tourism over there. Yeah.
We would love to go over there at some point. But so yeah, I suppose last thing for me before Ronnie does the final messages. The final messages. I don't know why I call it that.
Final message.
The final message.
Stop calling it final messages. It sounds like we're all dying.
What is my final question?
Nobody knows anymore.
It
We've
just
completely
descended
lost it
into
now.
complete
Yeah.
chaos. Yeah, how can people help and support you now? So obviously, we talk about listening, sharing music with friends, family. What in particular at the minute would you like to see more of in terms of fan support?
Just social sharing, really. That'd be cool, but in order to get that, I got to post more. So probably all comes back to me. That listening is mainly really the biggest thing. If you're close, come to a show, but otherwise, yeah, listening and sharing is really all I don't expect it out of anyone, but that's all I really care about from anyone is that. And if you enjoy it, send it to somebody you like, and if you don't enjoy it, send it to somebody you hate. Maybe either way, just
either way you
send
win.
it to somebody.
Yeah, cool, very good. Right, Ronnie, over to you, mate.
Well, thank you very much, TJ. Cory, our very own Burt Reynolds. The one, the only, the legend. R.I.P., Burt, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
We have thoroughly enjoyed this episode, as you can probably tell, because it's been chaotic, full of laughs, and I have no idea what we were talking about halfway through, but it's just been amazing. It's been amazing to get to know you. It was a pleasure to meet you when we were in Stocktober and in Texas. It was a pleasure to share some of the stories around TJ blocking the toilets with you. But listen, we've been peeking through the curtains. You have such an incredible talent. Your humour, your style is A-class, and you're an incredible voiceover artist. And if I could send you the line that we normally do at the end, I'd get you to do it in my accent. So in fact, let's try that. Let's try that before we sign off. So, as I said, it's been incredible. Thank you for joining us on the Rugger Revival. It's really, really nice to meet you. But can you say, we raise a toast to the grit, the grind, and the revival, in my accent?
We raise a toast to the grit, the grind, and the revival, in my accent.
Cheers to everyone for listening. Thanks, Cory.
Appreciate
Cheers.
it. Cheers, guys. Cheers. Thank you.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
Basically, that's how we sign off. Really,
I was like, "What did I do? Did I break the thing?"